guys, my name is Sahil, and I'm here with my co-founder Jason to tell you a bit more about AdStage. Recently, a friend of ours, JC, was looking to increase ticket sales for his upcoming tech conference. He was thinking about doing this by running a few ad campaigns. Unfortunately, the last time he ran any ads was about 5 years ago, when all he had to worry about was Google. But now, there's Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Bing Ads, Twitter, so many networks that figuring out where to advertise and how much to spend is difficult. All he wants is a single place from which he can build, deploy, and manage ad campaigns across multiple networks. And luckily for him, he discovered AdStage. He simply links his various ad accounts and jumps right into campaign creation. Here, he puts in his campaign name, conference tickets, selects which networks he'd like his campaign to run across, LinkedIn, Facebook, Bing Ads, and gets started. First up, ad creation. Now, while JC's building his ad, in real time, ad previews are populating on the right-hand side, showing him how his ads will look across each network. And better yet, on the left-hand side, AdStage actually shows JC ads from similar and competitive companies. This way, JC's a bit more informed when building his ads, and hopefully can make his ads better than any of his competitors right out the gate. Now, once JC's done building his base ad, he's able to drill into any of the previews on the right-hand side to fine-tune that ad specifically for its given network. For example, in this case, he fine-tunes his Facebook ad, makes it a bit more social by adding "tell your friends." He then fine-tunes his LinkedIn ad and adds "join the launch group" and hopes that folks will actually join the group on Facebook as well. He hits done, and in one fell swoop, he's now created an ad for each network. Here on the Created Ads page, he's able to review the ads he just built. He also notices that AdStage actually generated a unique tracking link for each and every one of his ads automatically. And this way, they can track conversions right out without you having to do anything else. Next, he moves on to targeting. Now, his target audience for this, of course, being the tech folks. So he targets United States. He targets the tech community in San Francisco. He also notices the ability to target by gender, by age range. For Facebook-specific targeting, he can target by various things like relationship status or workplace, but in this case decides to target a few Facebook interests that are relevant to his target audience, like startup company or startup weekend. For LinkedIn-specific targeting, he targets a few relevant groups, like venture capital, targets by seniority, so maybe chief executive officers. All the while paying note to data-driven insights and recommendations provided by AdStage on the left-hand side. This is to make his life a little bit easier. Next, he moves on to search targeting for Bing and AdWords, where he sets his ad rotation, selects which devices he'd like to run his ads across, tablets, mobile, PC, and of course, sets a few search keywords. In fact, he actually just grabs a few right from the recommendations on the left-hand side, things that are relevant like tech conference, TechCrunch Disrupt, demo. He hits add keywords, and the data for those keywords populates right there. This way, he knows he's not overspending. Next, he goes on to goals. His overall goal for this campaign being increasing ticket sales. So he wants to track whenever a ticket purchase is made from an ad. He simply sets up a URL destination goal, puts in the post-purchase page URL, which is the URL users hit after they make a ticket purchase, puts in a goal value, say $100, and hits done. No need for separate goal or conversion tracking software like Google Analytics or Kissmetrics. Conversion tracking is baked right into the AdStage platform. And here's the kicker. Once this campaign is launched, AdStage will actually track which network achieves more conversions for a lower dollar amount and will automatically allocate more of JC's budget into his best performing network. So if Facebook is achieving more conversions and it's a little bit cheaper, AdStage will continually push more budget into Facebook. Finally, he moves on to budget and scheduling, where he sets his overall daily budget. He splits it between the 4 networks, and again, if he's unsure how to split it, AdStage provides a budget allocation recommendation at the left-hand side based on similar and competitive companies, and he can apply it with just one click. And this recommendation will continue to get better as time goes on once this campaign is launched based on his conversions. He checks his scheduling, and with one click of deploy, he's now launched a fully targeted and designed ad campaign across Facebook, LinkedIn, Bing Ads, and AdWords from a single place. He, of course, has full dashboards to track his success, to make changes, and apply future AdStage recommendations. That's AdStage. We're a team based in San Francisco. We're 7 of us. We've raised $1.4 million. Our private beta started just last week, and we're inviting 50 more businesses over the coming weeks. Thank you so much for having us.
Wow. Got some hooting and hollering going on back there. Hoots and hollers. Aaron from MailChimp, welcome. My favorite designer. Great book, by the way.
Can I give you my credit card so I get this right now? Because this,
yeah,
this is the hottest idea I've seen so far in 2 days.
All right. Well, that's a big one. Aaron, beautiful design there.
Yeah, very nice.
And so I want to key off the best designer in the building. Aaron, tell us, what are we seeing here?
I mean, it's really smart and simple. My questions are not really criticism. I just wonder, like, what's the market size for something like this?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of events, but...
Yeah, so the way that we thought about it was in 2011, there was about $31 billion coming in from online advertising.
Yep.
And the thing about it is right now there's enterprise tools, there's agencies, all these things that are really costly and a lot of bigger companies can afford. But 23% of that $31 billion came from companies of 25 employees or less only spending 3 to 5K per month on average ad spend.
And
right?
Are they spending it themselves? Are they using
exactly.
No
exactly.
agencies,
well, I mean,
no
think about
SEM?
it. If you have 3 to 5K per month, you can't even afford an agency, right? They charge anywhere from 15 up to 50% of your ad spend. We charge under 5%, right? So it's kind of an interesting market right now, and that number, by the way, is growing 20% year over year, just the SMB ad spend alone.
Yep.
And are there plans for this to tie in, like, would you tie in with Eventbrite, or is it partnership with the people handling tickets, or is that something?
So no, not actually. I think the plan for us right now, and what we're kind of focused on, is actually giving people a self-serve platform, internal teams, people who can't necessarily afford an agency, or they don't have a dedicated PPC expert, is what they call it, on their team.
The event ticket sales was just for one example. This could be you're selling T-shirts or something.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we have companies that are right now it's kind of set up so that it works better for online businesses. Typically, I mean, offline businesses are a whole different beast. So it could be anything, though.
So how do you do that left-hand side, the recommendation engine?
Yeah. So that's something that we're pretty proud about. We've actually indexed data from over 1 million companies to date at a rate of 5,000 new companies a day. And what I mean by that is we basically go across the web through various sources. We have about 10. And we take every company name as a data point and send it off to multiple data sources to gather keyword data, demographic data, historical ad data, so on and so forth, and index all that information.
So when I sign in as a customer, I'm putting in some characteristics of my business, and you're doing a match.
Exactly. So all you do is you give us a brief description of your company, you give us a few keywords, and then we actually run some machine learning techniques called clustering, and we're able to identify similar companies to you. And you'll always have recommendations.
And those similar companies have all run ads, so you're matching the ads to the companies somehow?
Pardon? Do you mind repeating that?
So the similar companies that I sign in as a business, you're matching me with those similar companies. Those similar companies have all run ads?
Some of them. I mean, we'll only pull the ads from the companies that have ads. And from the other companies, we also have demographic recommendations. So you might have seen we've shown, your male versus female split, things like that. So we pull whatever information we have.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You said I've got to identify the keywords when I create the ad. Are you able to do anything to help me pick non-obvious keywords that may perform very well or be a bargain in terms of the
Absolutely. So at the beginning, you kind of have to give us a base. So maybe you give us 10 keywords, right, or so, which I'm sure most of us can come up with 10 keywords of your business. And then from there, we just start giving you recommendations, ongoing. In these recommendations, it's machine learning, right? So you're always tweaking parameters. It continues to get better and better over time. And in fact, there's a feedback loop. So once you start adding keywords from our recommendations in, we take that as a thumbs up, and we start showing you more of those.
So you must be using APIs for all these services.
Yep, all 4.
So obviously all the Twitter clients got killed. So what protects you guys from Facebook saying, this is good, but we're gonna cut off your API usage?
Well, whenever you're building with dependencies, it's always a possibility. But I mean, the fact of the matter is these businesses. I mean, Google historically has had an ads API for years, and their job is to build clients because it's a distribution channel for them, right? So as long as we're getting Facebook and LinkedIn more business, which is currently how they see us, we should be okay. But it's not really up to us, unfortunately.
Do you have a way to do A/B testing of ads and really?
Everything's going to come in time. So at the moment, we have a really cool duplication feature so that with one click, so let's say you launch a campaign and everything went really well except for your targeting. Instead of having to rebuild that, you can just click duplicate and duplicate the various pieces that we went through, right, except for targeting. And it'll pre-populate an entire kind of campaign for you, and you just refill that out. So technically, you could use that and just not duplicate your ads and change things up.
Christine, what did you think?
Right.
Oh, we're investors in sales companies, so I've just been kind of listening to others' comments. But I did have a question for you guys.
The smart money is at that end of the table. I already figured out.
Do you guys plan to? Right now the ad formats you handle are all text-based. Like, do you plan to at some point expand into other forms like video ads? Or I noticed YouTube.
Yes. So in fact, the first thing is going to be kind of further Facebook ads, like their promoted posts and things like that. LinkedIn actually has video ads, and so that's one we're looking at pretty heavily. We actually already have the video ads capability built in for Google, but one thing at a time. So we'll definitely go into different mediums, probably within the first year.
Okay.
Awesome. Let's hear it for AdStage. Well done. Next up is